How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the final episode here of year number 2 with Ted Lasso at Norwich City, as we're looking to wrap up PES 2018, as the new game's coming out in just about a month. So we're looking to get this series wrapped up. A little bit disappointed in the last episode that we've been on a good run of form the last 2 games. We're on a 2-game winning streak, and really coming on stronger towards the end of the season. As you can see by the rankings, with 2 matches to go, we're only 1 point off Everton for that last Europa League spot. 8th is pretty much wrapped up at this point, so it's a tremendous season for Ted Lasso. But the question is going to remains: will Ted stay at Norwich City for next season? Here's how the lineup's going to shake out for Ted Lasso as we take on Huddersfield Town. Bowick gonna get a rear start net. He's on an upward arrow. McGovern gonna get a rest. Closa and LK are going to be the center back pairings with Husband and Pizzella as the fullbacks. Hendrick in the lone defensive midfield role. A familiar partnership of Houlihan and Pritchard in the attacking midfield. We got Hananak and Naismith on the wings. They've been doing quite a fantastic job out there. And Nelson Oliveira still in that upward arrow, starting up top. And down the wing, Pizzella. Pizzella whips it in. Oliveira's there! And you've seen it so many times this season. Oliveira making that run there as the fullbacks are overlapping. Great ball in for Pizzella. Just not quite close enough to the net. Out wide. Naismith whips the ball in. Oliveira can't find it. Looking deadly here. We've looked so lethal here. Hananak again. Hananak gonna try it from distance! And that one was deadly from Hananak. We know he's got that range coming in, cutting inside. He's deadly on the ball there. As you can see, Huddersfield Town just gave him the space to shoot, and the keeper just barely got his mitts to it. Oh, what great defense here. Oh, but Oliveira picks off the pass. That's a mistake. He was lurking. Now he's gonna have to make some room here. Looking for Pritchard. Pritchard! And he can't quite bend it to the near post. It's been all Norwich City here in this game. We have just been turning up the crank here. Nice little move by Oliveira. He just rolls it right to Pritchard. But he can't quite find the target. Pritchard. Good for that 1-2. He finds it. Oh, that's a brilliant ball. Naismith makes the run into the box, and we've scored here in the 41st minute. Stephen Naismith, once again, the veteran, showing his savvy there, making the run in the box. And dejected looks on the faces of Huddersfield Town as they could do nothing about us. We've been putting the pressure on. Just now we're doing a little bit of patience. What a play by Oliveira just to hold it up, make a quick turn, and see the run, spot the run of the Naismith making. See here, as he turned, he spotted the run. And the referee kept him onside, and it was a goal for Norwich City. Hananak now over to Husband, gonna whip this in. That's a good ball in, and Oliveira makes it 2. 2 late goals here in the first half for Ted Lasso's side, and the train keeps a rolling. What a play! And it was Husband who found the head of the Portuguese international Nelson Oliveira. Just look at the patience of the build-up. Just nothing they could do about it. Totally outclassing them at the moment. One more look at it here. Just great little build-up here. Husband didn't waste any time crossing that in. And an academic finish from Oliveira. This has just been another great start to this episode. And that is the halftime whistle here. Domination from Ted Lasso's side once again. As Huddersfield Town will have to regroup. Goes it down. There we go. Oh, that's a brilliant ball in. And that's a goal for Huddersfield Town. And they have crawled one back here. 70th minute. Low with the goal. And it's not over yet, folks. Brilliant little play there. They're able to pin us in there. Good patience on the ball. We couldn't win it off of him. Trying to get him. But beats us near post there with a little over-the-top ball. Now, clean sheet runs over. As see the goal here. Couldn't find it. 1 minute of out of time. Whistle surely gets blown here, and the referee blows the whistle. Norwich City hold on for the 2-1 victory. That man right there gets the game winner, Nelson Oliveira. And it was another good result here on the road. Not a lot of highlights to show there. It was a pretty well-controlled game. The first half was definitely ours. Definitely dominated. They didn't have a single shot. The second half, they definitely came back into it, made it a little bit more competitive. Can't complain too much with the result. We did what we came to do. We got the job done and came away with 3 points, which we needed to continue our run to 7th. Oliveira man of the match, goal and assist. No question about it. Defense, I thought, once again, we were solid. A little unfortunate we gave up the goal, but not bad. Well, the FA Cup has just ended here, and as you can see, the champions are Chelsea beating Arsenal 4-2 in the final. As you can see, our run, we got knocked out there by West Brom, who had to face, looks like Liverpool, and got beat, but we made it pretty far, but not far enough maybe for some liking. But some good news on the other front. We take a look at the team of the tournament. And look at that, Mr. Husband, who's been kind of dropped down the depth chart as a fullback this season, made the team of the tournament here as a left back. Alexis Sanchez, Eden Hazard, Danny Clausen, Santa Cazzola, Kryprak, butchered that name, Fabregas, Deja, we'll go there, Matip, Smalling, and Courtois in net. But congratulations to Husband, man. Way to make the team of the tournament. Final match of year number 2 for Ted Lasso. We'll see us play host to Bournemouth. The lineup is as follows. McGovern in net, getting the armband. His final game here for the Canaries as his contract is up at the end of the season. Close and Cathcart will be your center back duo, with Dankerloo and Sabo getting the fullback starts. Tete in his familiar defensive midfield role. Pritchard and Naismith are going to be the attacking midfielders. We've got Hananak and Van La Parra as the wingers, and Nelson Oliveira is going to be the center forward up top. And now out wide to Hananak. He's going to look to feed in Naismith. He's through, and it's a big save. What a save. Dangerous in the box there. Oh, good ball in. A header goes wide, and it's going to be a goal kick. And it's been all Bournemouth here in this first half. They've really come out looking strong here down the line. Not well defended, but that ball was threatening. It's Van La Parra. Going to slow it down. Nice. Little 1-2 there. Space opening up for Sabo. Sabo going to hold it up the byline. That's Oliveira, or that's Van La Parra. Back to Sabo. Hoops it in. Good ball in. Oliveira's there, and he'll score. Nelson Oliveira in the 28th minute has put the Canaries up here in the final match day here in the Premier League. And it's been not coming for a while. We've been on the back foot to start this match, but we made it count here thanks to Oliveira's goal. And could that be enough? Could that send this side into Europa League contention for next season? As you can see, the ball whipped in there. What a play by, hold-up play by Van La Parra. Sabo was waiting, and it's a great little ball in. And he just beats everybody in the air to it, and a great finish there. Oliveira's been doing it all year for us as the number 9. He's been the standout striker for us this season, and it's just a brilliant finish. That's a good ball in. Wilson. Oh, that's a good ball in. A header, and Townsend again got his head to it, but just sent it wide. You could see McGovern a little frustrated by that as they were able to find the space in behind. Tete didn't close it down close enough. Drug it all the way to the byline, and that was not far off from Townsend. Good defense here. And that's going to be the whistle for halftime. It was a great ball whipped into Nelson Oliveira. Put the Canaries up here on the final match day. 1-0 going in the locker room. Oh, good ball in. Callum Wilson. He makes the initial save. The Tete will clear it. Close to having to chase it down. Oh, that's a good ball in, and it's off the post. And what an opportunity there for Bournemouth. Got very caught out there, out of sorts. Did get the numbers back, but number 7 just couldn't beat the post. Free kick here for Norwich. It's Hananak over this one. He's going to take it. Oh, it's off the wall. Just couldn't get enough up and over the wall. It's from a really good angle. But the wall did its job. Oh, good deflection. It's going to fall to Hananak. He's got the pace. Looking to find Oliveira. He does. Oliveira makes it another one. Nelson Oliveira with the brace here on the final day. And it was that man right there, Hananak, who fed him the ball. What a run to start the counterattack here. It was initially Pritchard with the deflection. Hananak saw the run in the space, open up right up the middle, and he threads it right to Oliveira, who finesses it around Begovic and into the back of the net for another Norwich City goal. Let's see it right here. What a ball off the ground. Good control there by Oliveira, able to keep it under wraps, didn't have a bad touch, and able to finish it home. Tete now finds Oliveira in space. It's Hananak. Hananak, ooh, just off target. And fancy his chances from outside the box there. That was just a little too hard of a hit shot. And there's the final whistle. It's a 2-0 victory for Ted Lasso. And more importantly, that's 4 wins in a row for Ted Lasso to end the campaign. As both sides congratulate each other on a successful season. Familiar scene as Ted's boys greet the home crowd here. As they've been seeing some entertaining football towards the end of the campaign. There's a goalkeeper that won't be back next season. Who's going to replace McGovern? It's going to be a question mark for the offseason. And the stats go like this. Even though we didn't have the possession edge, and Bournemouth were more aggressive there at the start of the match. Once we got the goals, we started getting settled in. This game really fell into our lap. Once again, you got to credit the tactical changes Ted Lasso made, especially in the last, month and a half of the season. Adjustments he's made tactically definitely have paid off. We've been much more stout defensively than we've ever been, it looks like. And we looked pretty good here to finish this campaign. But it's a little too late, as we are going to finish the season here as going into the Europa League next season. So very exciting. And the man of the match, Nelson Oliveira, obviously he's done it again. His form has been so amazing this season, especially the last few matches. He just had an upward green arrow for the entirety, and he's just getting it done. He's been the number 9 for sure this season. I know last year Jerome was our go-to center forward, but Oliveira has definitely taken the ball and run with it this season. All up and down, solid performances. We look good in attack, good in defense. Can't complain at all with the effort here. All right, this is it. The final rankings for the Premier League as we finish the final match day. Manchester City were well established as champions, but Man United were locked into 3rd. But Chelsea able to hold on to 3rd. Tottenham getting the result it needs, beating Arsenal by 1 point to get the last Champions League spot. Arsenal have to settle for Europa League. Liverpool right behind them as well. Look how tight it was between 4th to 6th place. Only, oh my gosh, 2 points separating that group. We're finished in 7th place. We're only 4 points behind Liverpool in the end. We went on a terrific run towards the end of the year. You can't knock Ted's team. 61 points, 17, 10, and 11 the record. A very respectable, finish, I think, for a side that just got promoted. And was fighting with the big boys, and we were competitive. 51 goals for isn't much of a pushover, and the goal was against was a little rough, but not as rough as some of the others. Everton, we just pep at the line. They don't get the win they need to stay up and beat us, but can't complain with that fixture list. And we'll take a quick look at the teams that went down. And well, Bristol City and Villa are both going down, along with Huddersfield Town. Newcastle United, with the great escape on the final day, get a win and boost themselves over Villa. But looks like we're the only side that got promoted this season that stayed up. It was actually competitive, and those guys that came up with this are going back down, along with Huddersfield Town. And we'll take a look at the final monthly report, and it's been a good one. You can see the results, goals galore. Nelson Oliveira with 3 goals, Naismith with 2, Pritchard with 1. Hananak finding assist. Oliveira was the best player of the final month of the season for us. Let's see, we were definitely opening up the passing a little bit here, but I cannot complain. We only gave up 1 goal this month, but changes are afoot. I can foresee for Norwich City for year 3 possibly. And here it is, the Premier League team of the season, and what a surprise we've got. Nelson Oliveira was able to make the team of the season with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Wow, he must have, I think the goals he scored late in the season really added up to get him high up the goal tally, but man, he's been a hot commodity this season. Danny Klaassen, I should say, the Dutchman. He's been one of the top leading goal scorers of the season. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Pogba, and Tete, the defensive midfielder. He's been our captain for most of the season, the Norwegian international. He's been a solid defensive midfielder for us, but he is getting up there in age, so I don't know how much longer he's going to have left in the tank. Milner, Bellerin, the fullbacks, Vincent Kompany, and Smalling in the center back roles, and David De Gea will be the goalkeeper for the team. And look at the owner now, as he's gotten some words of encouragement. We haven't heard from him much this season. He's been very negative on Lasso since he's come on. He's threatened to get him out. He wasn't sure he could get him out of the championship, albeit they had to do it from the playoffs, but he got the job done. And then the Premier League, he was just hoping to stay up. He did more than that. He qualified, gave Norwich City the opportunity to qualify for Europa League next season. And he says, "I can't thank you enough for keeping us in the top flight for another season. Cheers." Surely that's going to give him a nice fat extension, maybe. Take a quick look at the team status sheet. We haven't seen it in a while. You can see the record of 42, 27, and 24 overall for Ted Lasso and his time in Norwich City. The club ranking hopefully should go up if we don't lose any more players, but not a bad run of form. Our most goals scored on the team, Oliveira, had a terrific season. Houlihan and Pinto, most appearances and assists respectively, and McGovern was the captain for the final match. Okay, here's the team of the month for just May in the Premier League, and it is full of canaries. We dominate the end of the month. Nelson Oliveira, Pritchard, Hananak, Husband make the team of the month for May in the Premier League, along with Lindelof, Riedewald, Kiko Femina, Punchin, De Rossi, Zlatan, and David De Gea. Alright, quickly taking a look at the Sky Bet Championship to see who comes up, and it was West Bromwich Albion and Pippin Sunderland on the final day, it looks like, by a point to move up to the Premier League, and it looks like Wolves, Hull City, Burnley, and Middlesbrough on the final day bump out Fulham to get into the playoffs. Interesting. Looks like West Brom and Sunderland, they both went, or Sunderland's been down, West Brom coming right back up. But Hull City, Burnley also fighting to get back up. Take a look and see what happened. And in the final, it was Wolves versus Hull City, and Hull City have found their way back to the Premier League for next season. Congratulations to them as they win the English playoffs. It is now time to pick the player of the season for year number 2, and Ted Lasso's got quite a tough decision here. A lot of players pulled some weight and done some amazing things this season to keep us going, and the collection of the group we got here was absolutely solid, and it's led to a very fun campaign in this first go around the Premier League for Ted Lasso, and not to mention finishing 7th is quite the accomplishment, especially with this side and the quality compared to the rest of the teams. It really showing Ted Lasso's tactical masterclass. But he's got to pick one player here. Last year it was Varanic, who was the player of the season, only player of the season for us in the championship. But this year we've got really two options, and the two players that got picked in the team of the tournament in the Premier League for the season was Nelson Oliveira and Tete. Both very good players, very reliable players, probably played the most out of everybody. Oliveira, who definitely got overshadowed in year 1, really stepped it up here in year 2. And he definitely led the goal tally for us, as we saw from the stats. Tete, where's he at? A solid leader for the squad. He's been anchoring that line in that defensive midfield role quite nicely. He's done a great job. He is getting up there in the wage, the former Norway international. But there's all kinds of guys here. Everybody contributed at least a little bit to this campaign. As you can see, we're not the most talented squad, but man, we've gotten some talent here for the future, possibly. But somebody has to be picked, and Ted Lasso is going to pick Nelson Oliveira for the award. He just had a phenomenal year. He really carried the team on his back, scored tremendous goals for us, and just been a menace up top. So congratulations to Nelson Oliveira, who is Ted Lasso's favorite player for year number 2. Alright boys, here is the list of offers that Ted Lasso has received here on the final day. He's got to make a decision before moving forward here into PES 2019. Here's what stands out. Stoke City have offered Ted Lasso jobs, so an opportunity to stay in the Premier League, maybe build up a side that's been a pretty solid Premier League team for a number of years now. They're probably going to be looking to rebuild a little bit, losing some star players for next season. SD Eibar in La Liga is a solid, another possibly a little bit of a mini rebuild there, but they'll be in La Liga, different competition. This season, Ted's played every English team in the game for 2 seasons, so maybe a trip to La Liga is in store for Ted Lasso. Get out of England for a little bit. Obviously, the big one right under that is Liverpool, and that's probably the best offer on the table, to be honest. Remember, Ted did get an offer from Arsenal at the midway point of the season, but he decided not to go against it because he was doing so well at Norwich City. Liverpool would be a very good one, but maybe a little too good. You never know. I mean, they'd be fighting for titles in the Premier League, that's for sure, and a massive budget. But does Ted really want to go to Liverpool at this juncture? I mean, yeah, he's had a fantastic year at Norwich City, but that might be a bridge too far. And then San Luis in Chile. Talk about a very unique challenge. It'll probably be a bit of a step down to go to Chile, but it would be maybe an interesting little journey he has going down there to manage instead of staying in Europe. Maybe apply his trade to South America and make a go of it there. But the decision will be left in your hands. I'll make a Twitter poll with the selections. We'll even put in Norwich City. Maybe I'll have to make that decision up as I go. But I will have a poll on Twitter that'll let you know as soon as this video goes up. The Twitter poll will be up, and we can decide on who Ted Lasso is going to land with next season. Kind of similar to what we did to this season. But I'd like to thank everyone so much for all the support, and the little growth we have gotten on this channel has been great. I hope you've enjoyed it. This has actually been a very fun series to do with Norwich City. I was a little bit worried jumping after 2017's Master League, how kind of disappointing it was for me. We kind of simulated through. We actually played every game in this one in 2 seasons of PES 2018, so I was pretty stoked about this one. So we've got some big decisions coming up. So, and the next time you'll see Ted Lasso will be in PES 2019, but before that there might be, or there probably will be, we'll do a retrospective of Ted Lasso going back from FIFA 16, PES 2017, and this game PES 2018, kind of recapping all the episodes that I've done, just kind of get new people up to speed about the story of Ted Lasso and how he's grown to become this manager that is now in hot demand to lead Liverpool of all sides. So stay tuned to that. And I can't thank, like I said, I can't thank everybody enough for enjoying this series. And I hope you stay tuned for more and keep on this journey with Ted Lasso as we find out how high Ted Lasso can soar. He has yet to be fired in any campaign he's been in, and the prospects look promising for his future once again. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you once again, and I will see you guys next time.